how to replace a NC Hill here. We'll do a quick, well, it's not going to be quick, it's probably going to be a lengthy video on how to replace a relay in the Crown Victoria LCM. I'm going to replace this one with the one that actually comes in it in the first place, the NEC Philippines EQ1-1111S. If you'll see that or not. It's the exact same relay that's already comes stock. Comes from the factory, comes from Motorola. First off, you remove it from the car. There's 2 screws. Unhook the cables, and it slides out of its cradle. That's in a car without the power brakes. Then all you do is you remove, this will be up here, this cover goes on. There's 2 screws that you remove. You need a Torx bit, which I have one right there, and right there are the screws. Then the cover lifts off, and then all you do is pry out right here on these ears, and the board flips over. You'll need a soldering iron. I use desoldering braid. Some people use the suck gun. You'll need solder, and I like to use this is from Parts Express. I probably ordered some relays from one time. They gave me a little screwdriver. It's great for prying the relay out. Okay, so you want to let your soldering iron get hot. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come in here with your braid. Sure everybody can see this. Place your braid. The relay you're removing is this one right here. It's the one closest to these chips right here, front of the LCM. That relay right there by the ribbon cable, front one. That's for your headlights. So you take your copper desoldering braid, place it where the pin has come through the board and the solder, and then you want to heat up the soldering braid. And what that'll do, once it gets hot, and you'll feel it that far down, I'll feel the heat on this soldering braid. And what it does, eventually it'll melt the solder, and it'll pull the solder up into the copper braiding. Sometimes I like to heat the solder up first. Tip. Sometimes if you take and scrape the I don't know what you call that, it's on the tip, take a knife and scrape off that slag, I guess that's what it is. It's almost like an insulator. I've done this so much that tip's pretty sharp there. Ooh. Don't burn yourself like I do. There it goes. Lay that on there. Lay the soldering iron on the soldering debraider. Eventually you'll see the solder come up into the copper. There it is, see? A little bit anyway. This is the hardest part of doing this repair. Not much. See, I soldered it to it. That's not. There's just not really much solder on this one. So I'll be on the other side. Which is fine. So you're going to do all 5 of these pins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. Pause the video and I'll do all 5 and we'll get back to you. See what I was doing wrong. My tip was so sharp where I take and scrape that scale off. I couldn't get enough heat transfer, so I took my wire snips here and I just clipped the very end of the soldering iron tip like that and gave it a little blunt in, and now it'll soak it right up. Watch. Just wasn't getting enough heat transfer with that pointed of a tip. So you gotta put that on a mask and put some pressure on it. Let it sit there for 30 seconds or so, and then it'll start. See, oh, that's hot. See how the solder? It's good or not? Just move to a clean spot. Last one. See, it almost instantly heated that up. Move it around. Go back and do the first one that didn't get done very well. Okay. So I got 2 of them I can see. I pulled all the solder out of. Let's camera focus. That one and that one. That one's pretty good. These 2 are still struggling. What I like to do now is just take and put the tip of the soldering iron on the tip of the pin and just apply some pressure. And you'll feel it when the solder melts. You'll feel it give a little bit. Do all 5 that way. probably don't need, I need a little bit. These 3 conveyors, I don't think there's any solder actually holding that in anymore. The end with the 3 pins, you might have to do several times, because what you're doing, you're loosening the pins up and mashing them out. See, there you go. Now you've created separation. Sometimes you can take your little part screwdriver and just hook and pry. I can feel there's still something, one of these two's holding it up here. Probably that one right there. There you go. Just a little bit. And it fell out on its own. Got the new one here. May have to go in, and sometimes I'll take a little drill bit. I've got one somewhere. On my drill, where's my drills at? And just clean the solder out in the holes. And then you can just take your soldering iron and punch a little hole in it. Probably don't need a drill bit. Soldering braid out. Once that soldering braid fills up with solder, you're going to have to go and cut the used portion out. You can't really use it again, because what happens is you'll melt that solder right back onto the board. It's hot quick. There you go. I think it turned correctly. There it went. There we go. One hole left there. And it's going to be stubborn. Chasing the soldering back real quick. I may have to get the drill bit. One hole clear. Here's where a good point on the soldering iron will help out. These tips are replaceable. I probably need to replace this one. Had it for a while. It gets hot quick. There we go. Take your new relay, see if you can get your holes lined up. There you go. New relay is in. Now, I usually got to put something underneath it to hold the relay in. Clamp. This thing in. There we go. All four poking through. And just take your solder. You want to heat the pin up, and you want the pin, you want to touch the solder to the pin to melt it. And that'll give you your best flow. You just want to fill in the hole that you've cleared the solder out of. I like to do a pin on either side first, so I don't have to worry about them falling out. I don't know if it's moved on, if you guys can even still see that. There we go. Once again, I'm touching the solder to the pin on the relay, not the soldering iron. You want that pin needs to be hot so that solder will flow. If not, it would melt on the iron and just glob up on the pin, and you wouldn't get a good connection. And after you do so, hold it for a second, it'll flow it really nice. Because you want that solder to flow. There's a protective coating on this, so you want that solder to flow down in that hole. Just down the beads kind of sitting on top. Let's heat it up a little bit. And the last one. I can see a hole. I need to go back and touch that one up once I get all five, so I know it won't move around. Go back and look if you see any gaps. See, there's a gap right there in that one. We're going to fill that in. That was the first one I did. And we'll go back and work on that one. That one's not very nice looking. There we go. That's all it takes. Get this one. For some reason it didn't flow, it just all clumped up on top. Yeah, maybe it's full. I didn't see much solder going to that, but I guess it's full. I think I see a spot right there. Yep, that's good. And there we go. That's how you replace the relay in the Ford LCM lighting control module. Look at it real good. Let's check the other side. It's hard to tell if you got flow all the way through, but check, see. I'll wiggle the relay, see if I see any of the pins move, which I don't. Then all you do is you fold this back over. It's got a little shelf that sits on there, and then that just snaps in. I'll do another video and I'll do the external relay, which is heavy duty. I don't have nothing laying right here on my desk. That snaps, 2 screws in the top, and you reinstall it. Putting the screws back in here real quick. Those were from Mauser Electric. They're like $5 a piece. I ordered 5 of them. They come in a little tube thing they cut off here. They end up being like $30 with shipping, $33. These are good. I mean, they are the same one that came in it, and I guess eventually they would wear out too. It's good if you got the external harness upgrade, so that you're not pulling so much electricity through that little relay in the LCM. If you're not doing the external harness relay upgrade, then I recommend you go with an external relay. So that way, if it does burn out again, all you gotta do is unplug the relay, plug a new $5 relay back into it. There's no soldering to be done. And they seem to carry just the electricity a little bit better. It gets a little hot in there. If you put the external relay, it doesn't get as hot. I do that also. All I do, I cut out a section here. I'll show you when I do my other video. I got another relay, another LCM I'm gonna do with external. I cut it out. I run the relay out there, so it's not too long. It's about that long. You can get those at, like I said, Mauser Electric. Sometimes they have them in stock, sometimes they don't. They got like 2,500 right now, and there's like, if they're out, there's like a 15-week lead time for them to get more. So I like to stock up on them. That's it. Time to go stick it back in the car. Make sure the headlights turn on.